just 50 miles north of New York City, lies a haunting site, the crumbling ruins of Bannerman Castle on Pollepel Island. Local legend says that Native Americans refused to step foot on this mysterious isle after dark, believing evil spirits dwelled there. And maybe they were right. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures in the castle windows, hearing unexplained footsteps echoing through empty halls, and witnessing strange lights dancing across the water at night. Some say it's the restless spirit of Francis Bannerman himself, forever watching over his beloved fortress and the military surplus he once stored there. But perhaps the most chilling tales come from kayakers who've paddled too close at sunset. Children's laughter carried on the wind, though the island has been uninhabited for decades. What secrets does this decaying castle keep? Some questions are better left unanswered.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of Is This Real? Tonight's episode, as you heard Big Joe say, we are talking about Bannerman's Castle. That is literally like 10 miles from us, and probably not even that much. It's probably even closer. But in the booth, we have Big Joe. You heard him. Big Joe, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
And we have Pope Tony. Pope Tony, say hello. Why did that take you so long to get here? My God. But tonight is Bannerman's Castle. We have one more episode, I believe, in this season of Abandoned Places. It has been a fun season. I enjoyed this season, mostly all remote. I think we only had one episode that was in the booth this season, which will be a first for us, having almost a full season completely remote. But it is what it is, you know? It's been cold. We don't have no heat in the booth. We're poor. Now, getting to the episode itself. So first, I'll start off with Anthony because you're the youngest out of the two, besides me. Anthony, have you ever heard of Bannerman's Castle, and have you ever been to it since we are so close?
I have heard of it. I've driven past it a couple times. You know, there's a lot of times my job sends me into New York State, and there are times where I'm driving, up in that area. And if, I happen to be passing, I catch a glimpse of it. But no, I've never actually been to the island itself, but I have seen it. Creepy as shit.
All right, Big Joe, how about you?
I've heard of it a while ago. I never did much research on it because, again, like you said, it's so close. You always put it on the back burner. I'm going to go there someday. I'm going to figure it out. But no, I know it was done by Dutch settlers, a long time ago. But however, that's as far as I gotten with it. Although I do believe it held weapons for the military at one point, I think. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll figure that out tonight.
Well, yes, it did. It did hold weapons. It was built in the early 1900s by Francis Bannerman VI. Francis Bannerman VI. He was a military surplus dealer. That's exactly who Francis Bannerman VI was. The castle was used to store massive amounts of weapons and ammunition. It was inspired by Scottish castles. It was meant to both be functional and a showpiece.
That sounds very French.
Well, it's Scottish.
No. The idea of it has to be functional yet pretty.
He was from Scotland. Bannerman was from Scotland.
1920 explosion destroyed part of the castle. The cause was unknown, but highly suspicious. Anthony, if you can go into that 1920 explosion, if you can search it up, I'm going to continue. Only over time, fierce accidents and structural decay left in ruins. The island itself has a history of strange deaths, drownings, accidents, and rumors of foul play. Anybody have anything else for it so far? I know Anthony's going to get into a fire, but I want to get into the deaths of Bannerman's Castle, because that's always been interesting to me, because this could lead up to the hauntings. So apparently it's actually built on Native American land, I think it is. Long before the construction of the castle, indigenous tribes regarded it was built on an island called Pollepel Island. as a place to avoid, believing it is inhabited by malevolent spirits. This reputation made it a refuge for those escaping danger, as pursuers feared setting foot on the island. Later, Dutch sailors, perpetuated these superstitions, spinning tales of goblins and evil entities that haunted the area. They would sometimes leave young soldiers on the island as offerings to appease these spirits, retrieving them upon their return journey. So they left young sailors on this island to these malevolent spirits and these goblins. If you believe in goblins, and I know, Anthony, we already know you don't.
Well, you know, it's funny because this now is owned by the state of New York, the New York State Office on Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, and it's mostly destroyed. Over time, it has now been left to decay, vandalism, trespass. I think on the side of it, it has a giant painted sign on there. I'm trying to find out what it says, but I can't come up with it right now. No, it says on one side of the castle, which carries the words Bannermans Island Arsenal. Okay, and you can see it clearly from the road, like Anthony said, or if you're in a train on Amtrak, driving whatever direction, it's right there. As far as the ghosts and the spirits and the goblins, again, who knows? I mean, with all that death on that island and people that were just left abandoned there, I mean, is there anybody
Anthony,
has any kind of
the
proof?
fire?
Yes, I do. The fire.
Lucy.
This is okay. Well, this is from the HudsonValleyRuins.org. So it's a website talking about the ruins of Hudson Valley, New York. This was written a couple of years ago. It's called the 50th anniversary of the Great Bannerman Castle Fire. The fire likely began late in the evening of August 7th, 1969. The New York Times reported that firemen reached the island by rowboat at 1:20 a.m. the morning of August 8th, 1969. The arsenal was then allowed to burn until its interior was destroyed, leaving behind exterior masonry walls and a new ruin on the Hudson River. Thomas Gallagher, chief of the Beacon Fire Department, visited Bannerman's Island Arsenal a few weeks before the fire and declared it to be empty except for a lot of old cannonballs in the basement. When the Bannerman military surplus business moved from Island to Long Island, the Bannermans hired an explosive ordnance expert to deactivate and remove the building's live ammunition and explosives. Charles Bannerman, this is the great-great-great-grandson of the one who bought the island, allowed the Smithsonian Institution to remove any artifacts it wanted, and subsequently, friends and collectors and perhaps unsolicited visitors removed just about any leftover piece of the military surplus that had any value. As for the cause of the fire, it has not ever been determined. Immediately after the fire, Park Superintendent Julian Cowan discredited the possibility of arson and blamed it on a careless smoker. However, Chief Gallagher did consider arson a possible cause for investigation. The buildings did not have working electricity at the time of the fire. So we have no idea what started this fire. It's never been proven one way or another. Most of the ammunition got removed prior to the fire. And a fire investigator said that there was nothing there except some cannonballs in the basement. It could just very well be, a weird mishap by like a smoker or something very simple. It's one of those situations I don't think we'll ever fucking know the truth.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's just
a fire that's over, it was over 100 years ago now. Like,
well, no, this is 1969.
yeah.
oh,
So you're looking at
one. Okay.
Yeah,
50
that
years.
one. Yeah, 50
60
years, yeah.
I mean, there's the legend of, do you guys know the legend of Pollepel?
No.
The tragic tale of Pollepel. One legend speaks of a young girl named Pollepel rescued from treacherous ice surrounding the island during winter. Hold on.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
All right, now shut the fuck up.
Thank you. She and her savior fell in love and were married on Pollepel Island. This romantic yet somber story is said to be the origin of the island's name. So apparently that was from abandoned spaces. Like, I have sources for all this shit that I'm reading here. So,
Right.
So I mean, look, it's a very old island. Obviously, we've had whatchamacallit. We've had the natives doing their stuff on this. Whenever the natives or any tribes are involved with something and they believe in something, I tend to believe it a little bit more also, because for some reason, well, I'll explain why. Because I think when it comes to Native American lands and burial grounds, we've found them to be more haunted than anything else, at least now.
That's true. And you see, again, more with the history of this place as far as, with that girl. All right. You're never going to prove that. You're never going to know that. However, but this stuff goes back as far as like 17 something with the Dutch settlers and coming in there and actually, they used it during the Revolutionary War, and it was actually commissioned by George Washington himself to try to move the British troops and fake them out or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what you would say to something like that, but they did it during there, and there was a lot of, like you said, with the Indians that were on the island. Again, we moved the Indians away. Go away now. It's not your place anymore.
Hey, we have the invoice. They say they accepted the deal. All right, 17 beads. Get the fuck off my land. I own this now. It's not my fault they made a bad decision.
Buyer beware. So, I mean, these things, like you said, the goblins and all this stuff, they go back that far. After. Sick people. Wow.
The reason I ask why is because you made that explicit point. You went, when it comes to like the Native Americans, I tend to believe it more. Do you believe in any of the things the Native Americans believed in?
Who are you asking?
Open floor for right now.
Hello?
Do you believe they believe in spooky shit? Is anything of that spooky shit something that you're like, that's a credible threat? That's a danger. I don't understand that. That's something I need to be wary of.
Well, I think we had this conversation a couple weeks ago when Dad was talking about the skinwalkers and stuff like that. A skinwalker is mostly a Native American folklore or whatever the hell you want to tell it. So, I mean, when it comes to that type of stuff, yeah, I believe that. And also I do believe in, when it comes to burial grounds.
They hold a special energy?
I don't know if it's special energy. I think it's there's been more than not times that we've had a ghostly occurrence or something happen in a house that was built on Native American land or
that's very
Native
true.
American burial ground.
I guess
that's very true.
The thought is birthed out of this bigger thought I have. If another culture's religion, if they believe in something and that thing has some credibility to it, enough where you have to like, hey, we've noticed like in burial grounds and shit, we have this occurrence, right? But those beliefs don't line up to whatever your belief is personally, like religiously, right? If there's an overlap, it's like you shouldn't have to believe in whatever the fuck what's going on over there, because what's going on over there to you is bullshit. Or it should be, because you have this. You believe your way. Wouldn't that make more sense?
I kind of lost you there. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say. Your belief versus their belief. What does that mean? I look at it this way. You can have all the belief you want. However, when you have stuff that goes on that you can document, I'm going to tend to believe what they say. Now, and I'm going to go back with Joey said, the skinwalkers, because I do a lot of research on that. The skinwalkers were it's actually a curse switch from the Navajo tribe. All right. But when you dig deep into the Navajo Nation, what they were going through in the Utah desert and, from New Mexico and then somewhat down to Mexico, all their writings, all the writings in the caves, the petroglyphs, all this stuff that's all over the place tells a story that they would not have any knowledge of knowing.
What story is that?
So if you look at the petroglyphs, you have petroglyphs of people in spacesuits. You have petroglyphs of people in portals. This is all stuff that Dave hundreds of years old. Why are you shaking your head? It's there.
They don't have pictures of people in spacesuits. What they have is some sort of pictograph that's on the wall that to them meant something. And now, since that culture is dead and gone,
does this guy play with himself? Did I just say this?
No. Let me finish.
Please
Now that culture is dead and gone. And we can't ask them, what does that mean?
You want it?
Wait a second. Wait, let me fucking finish.
Go ahead, please.
Ended things now and go, oh my God, they must have known something thousands of years ago because we invented a spacesuit in like the 1950s, 1960s. They're not depicting. My point is, you're interpreting that as a man in a spacesuit. You have no idea how they interpret it as. So you're making that assumption that, it's a man in a spacesuit. They have future technology. You have no way of knowing that's what they thought of it.
Okay, because I'm gonna go like this is where you drive me fucking apeshit with your bullshit. Okay, You really want everything in black and white. You want drawings, you want pictures, you want it signed by the artist. What the fuck is wrong with you? These things, nobody's going to have petroglyphs of flying saucers and stuff like that if they didn't experience it.
How do you know it's a fly? How do you know that? How do you know it's a flying saucer?
This has nothing to do with Bannerman's Castle.
Yeah, I know, but shut up. I'm making it entertaining.
But he's a dick. He talks stupid.
How do you know? I'm not being talking. How do you know the ancient Navajo fucking guy carved that image on the wall when this is a spaceship? They will not know for many thousands of years, but it is a spaceship. I have no horrible Navajo accent.
Because that stuff has all been carbon dated, dickhead. It's all been
carbon dated. My point.
It's all been carbon dated. All of it.
They did not put it on the wall thinking.
This is not an episode of Hero of the Stupid. We're gonna put this down. All right. You know what?
Moron.
Add this to the list of, hey, this is something we'll talk about for Hero of the Stupid because you're both acting stupid. Now, we're going to take a short break and we're going to get back to the ghostly encounters at this Bannerman's Castle. We'll be right.
Hey, fellow truth seekers. Want to take your love for the Is This Real podcast to the next level? Check out our exclusive merchandise line designed for curious minds like yours in mind. From comfy tees and hoodies to stylish mugs and accessories, our merchandise is the best way for you to show your passion for unraveling the mysteries of the fucking universe. Visit our online store at isthisrealpc.com and gear up to explore the universe in style. Don't just listen, wear your curiosity with pride with Is This Real podcast merchandise.
Hey there, fellow truth seekers. Are you ready to dive deep into the mysteries of the universe? Look no further than isisrealpc.com, your one-stop destination for all things mysterious and unexplained. From captivating podcast episodes to thought-provoking articles, our website is packed with fascinating content that will leave you questioning reality. Visit isisrealpc.com today and join our community of curious minds as we explore the unknown together. Don't just wonder, discover the truth today at isisrealpc.com.
Welcome back to our episode about the Bannerman's Castle. Now we're going to go into the ghostly paranormal aspects of this place. We went to the history and that got into a fucking argument between these two morons. I can't deal with them. If you want to hear these two just argue and argue relentlessly, go listen to Hero of the Stupid, because that's all it is. It's just an hour of them going back and forth. And I don't know how anybody can do that. Anywho, here are some ghostly encounters
on the Green Arrow Network
of this. So apparently visitors have reported hearing the unmistakable sound of horse galloping across the island's ruined drawbridge, despite the absence of any living horses on the island. Calm down, Grandma. The phantom hoofbeats echo through the air, leaving witnesses questioning their senses. What's wrong with your eyes?
Nothing.
Anywho. Any word? And anything from that?
No. See, I can understand, like, oh, we leave behind a ghost because we have unfinished business. We have a consciousness that we've discovered how the universe works to a degree. Why are there ghost horses? What unfinished business does a horse have that has to stay somehow tied to the earth? Shouldn't it just go to horse heaven?
Do animals have spirits?
Yes, animals have spirits. Of course they do.
Max just said yes.
Max is telling me to go fuck himself.
Heaven is very efficient because cat heaven is also mouse hell. They do both. They do both at the same time.
Anywho,
same place.
So we also have another frequently reported phenomenon is an unexplained whistling that seems to emanate from the island itself. The haunting melody often drifts through the air without any discernible source, adding to the island's mystique.
Okay, what kind of whistle is it? Is it like, if it's like, oh, that sounds like a harpsichord, like that's a very distinct sound? Or is it just like you could, like, wind through a keyhole type of thing that makes a whistling noise? Because I could believe that.
I've never listened to the whistle, so I don't know. I can't tell you, hey, that's exactly what it is. Because like I said, I don't know.
Because if you're on Bannerman Island, all of a sudden you hear a saxophone playing, you're like,
that's not a whistle.
We should get into where that's
a saxophone.
Just saying.
There's a difference.
Oh, okay. What about a train whistle? Because there's a train that passes right by the fucking castle. Maybe someone should check the train times.
Here's something weird. The phantom generator, despite being long out of commission, the island's generator has been heard spontaneously starting up. Witnesses claim to hear the machinery come to life, only to find upon investigation that the generator remains untouched and operable.
I'd like to hear that. I would. I'd like to hear
Yeah,
if,
so would
there
I.
was, if there's like some kind of energy left on that island. It sounds to me like there is something on that island.
Because like a whistle can be very easily explained, right? It just needs to be wind forced through a small hole that creates a whistle. But like
Right in
if
his
you
head.
hear like a generator start up, that's different levels of sound. That's like gears, that's like smoke sounds. Like there's many things you hear when you rip a generator on. So that would be interesting to hear.
Here's one that Anthony's going
A
to just roll his
ghostly.
eyes to.
It was made by Milwaukee, which is why it's never going to die.
Shut up. It's not sponsored, by the way. Milwaukee does not sponsor us. If they want to, hey.
I'll put the fucking Milwaukee thing right here on my fucking microphone. It's already red. I'll print out a sticker. Not a problem.
Perhaps one of the most unsettling accounts comes from the superintendent's residence on the island. It is said that one of the superintendent's sons experienced his bed levitating during the night. This chilling event has been passed down as a testament of the island's otherworldly occurrences.
Bullshit.
So
Well, it depends on what you got. This is what I mean. He doesn't believe in anything. Okay, when you look in the mirror and you see that ugly fucking knot of yours, do you believe that exists? Anyway, this is stuff that can be left over by residual fucking.
Told one story. If they had a small hotel on the island and like every fourth person who sleeps in room C, that in the middle of the night they're 6 feet above the floor, then I could be like, you know what, that has some credence. One guy on a spooky island said his bed levitated. Horse shit. I don't believe a fucking word of it.
Well,
Okay.
I got two more. All right, I got two more. Okay.
Please.
In 1950, a cargo ship was caught in a massive storm on the Hudson River and crashed onto the island, exploding upon impact. This second explosion caused further damage to the castle and added to the island's haunted reputation. Witnesses have reported hearing phantom cries and the sounds of a ship in distress near the island as if it echoes this tragic event.
Fuck. Again, we don't know what kind of fucking energy is on that goddamn island. Nobody knows.
Here's one.
You can't just write it off. Oh my fucking Christ.
I'm not writing
No.
I think that
Nitwit is.
No, that was my impression of the boat in distress. Fuck.
Here's one I think we all can agree is kind of.
Is it aliens?
Ready? No. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna read it, and it's gonna be funny. The Goblin King and his minions.
Points for Gryffindor. No one expects fucking Irish goblins. Or was it Scottish? No one expects the fucking goblins.
Dutch settlers navigating the Hudson River feared the island, believing it to be inhabited by goblins under the command of the Heer of Dunderberg, a mythical
That's some
goblin
Lord of the Rings
king.
shit.
He's a mythical goblin king.
But he's a mythical goblin king from New York. So he's like, hey, asshole, get off my fucking island. You come near me, I'm going to pull all my goblins out on you. My goblin goons are going to fuck you up. Get back on the ground.
Motherfucker. These malevolent spirits were thought to control the weather and waters, causing sudden storms and shipwrecks. Sailors would sometimes leave offerings or even young soldiers on the island to appease these entities, retrieving them on their return journey.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with the little cabin boy? I'm trying to run an island here. This ain't fucking playground. Hey, you. Get back here with the boat. Take your shitty kid with you. So the goblins of New York.
Okay, Joe, we almost done?
Of all the things, like we have the Jersey Devil, we have all these. I've never heard of the goblins of New York. The Jets and the Giants should disband, combine, and call themselves the New York Goblins.
God. Anyway, no, I don't believe in that, Joe. That I don't believe in.
Figured.
You don't need to ask me.
Do we have anything else? Like, what is it today? How's it today? I know it's part of the park system, but can you get there? Is there a tour that you can go?
Visitors and paranormal enthusiasts have reported unsettling experiences on the island. Accounts include sightings of shadowy figures moving through the ruins, unexplained whispers, the feeling of being watched. Some claim to have seen apparitions of soldiers or heard disembodied voices echoing through the decaying walls.
Bingo. It hit all the marks.
While these stories contribute to the island's mystique, it's essential to approach them with a discerning mind, recognizing the blend of historical events and folklore that shape Bannerman's castle's haunted reputation. Now, I mean, look, it's the same old with everything that we've been talking about this season, right? It's abandoned places that give off weird, creepy vibes that everyone is, shadowy figures, whispers in the night, whistling. I mean,
Yeah,
Goblins
I
is
was
a
touched by
first.
a phantom. Goblins is a first.
Yeah.
It's an all-American first.
The Goblins is a first for us. I've never had, like, even when we did our fucking, the season everybody hated with the fucking Jersey Devil and all that, the cryptids, we didn't touch
Cryptids, yeah.
goblins.
There was a reason for that. They don't exist. Goblins are good for Lucky Charms, but other than that, I don't believe there's anything
just
there.
lost
Those are leprechauns. First of all, those are leprechauns. Completely different Irish creature.
We lost.
They don't
the
like to be
Irish
mixed
and the
up.
Scottish.
You don't mix them up. That's like mixing up like, oh, you're Filipino and they're Chinese. You don't do that. That's not right. Just don't assume.
Don't assume. Anywho, but
I gotta start drinking when I do these fucking shows.
I honestly do. Again, it fits everything that we've been talking about this season. It fits that mold of creepy place. It's gone. There's nobody there. It's abandoned. And but see, this is different for me as far as those other places. Like the Paris catacombs are different for me, at least, because when you're looking at this type of places, I don't think it's like there's tours on it. I don't think that's a thing that happens. I don't think we're seeing people tour this place or anything like that. At least I'm assuming, because I haven't been there. So, but like I said, I don't think it's one of those things where right?
No, you can. $40 to $150.
What the fuck?
To walk around ancient ruins?
I don't know about ancient ruins, but it's
well. I
ruins.
mean, to me, looking at that castle being held up by like sticks, I wouldn't want to go near it.
Well, there's different.
Like you're looking in the mirror, huh?
There's different packages. Like for $45, you can do the Bannerman Island cruise and walking tour from Beacon. Then you have something called the Butterfly Day tour. It sounds like it happens like once a year type of shit. You have the walking kayaking tour for $100. They do the Hudson Valley Shakespeare Festival. They're doing Julius Caesar this year. They're doing Dracula. That's $75. I think these are like things near Bannerman Castle. You can also do like a dinner thing, and they have movie nights on Bannerman's Castle as well. So yeah, it's a place you can get to, and you can also get a gift card on their website. Because that's, if anyone ever sends me a Bannerman's Castle gift card, I think it's legal to stab them once. What an obscure fucking thing to get someone as a gift.
Well, there's two more things I just want to get to. Apparently, it's called the Watchman Ghost. It's a figure in military gear, and apparently he's seen standing guard. And then, apparently from inside the castle itself, even though it has no roof, apparently people see strange lights despite obviously there's no power on. So
and they need to start documenting this to make it more credible, if anything. As far as I'm concerned, if there's no documentation, there's no pictures, there's no videos or anything like that, I just got to say it's lore at this point.
Well, I mean, let's try and go ghost hunt down there. I say we contact them and let's go ghost hunting.
I'll do it.
I ain't fucking with no goblins.
I'll do it. Not a problem. I don't have a problem. Big guy doesn't believe in anything, but he's afraid to do it. Come on, let's go. You don't believe in it. Let's do it.
No, I don't think he wants to fuck with goblins.
I ain't fucking with goblins. I ain't paying taxes. Get the fuck off my island.
So we'll get to a couple things here.
I got your fucking kayak right here.
Shut the fuck up. Are the ghost sightings just the power of suggestion, or is there something really lingering? I think that's the
don't care
thing of the question of the entire season. Are all these hauntings a power of suggestion, or is it real? I think that's for everything that we talked about this season.
To me, I need documentation. Again, you're going to go into a place that's spooky and it's haunted, or it looks haunted and it looks malevolent. Your mind's already going to be playing tricks on you. However, I'm not saying that there's nothing there. I don't know. I don't know what kind of energy was left behind by people that may or may not have died there. I don't know. So I'm willing to say, and like anything else, you always hear me say, for me to believe it 100%, I'm going to need some kind of proof. But I'm never going to discount something where it's saying, well, no, it doesn't happen just because it doesn't happen. The goblin thing, I'm not going to go with that, because to me, I've never seen a goblin. I've never even, not too many people even write about goblins anymore, So
all right.
Discriminatory.
I'm going to leave that out for now.
There's so many books about goblins.
Anthony,
you don't need to ask me.
Do you believe the place is haunted? I'm not talking about the goblins, all right?
No.
I think all three of us don't believe in fucking goblins.
No, I don't believe that it's haunted. You need to show me a little bit more proof other than it's a old fucking castle that was caught up in a fire 70 years ago.
When people say to me that they don't believe, that's fine. You don't have to believe. My next question is, get yourself a tent by yourself, stay on that island for one night. Would you do it?
How much am I getting paid?
Say we'll give you $200.
$200.
So stay on that island by yourself, have a little campfire by yourself. Nobody else on that island, 18 acres, all yours, and an abandoned castle or a castle in ruins. Would you do it?
Sure. Why the fuck
You would
not?
do it.
Why not?
Okay.
I'm not. It's not like I'm a million miles away.
Joe,
from
we have to
civilization.
set this up somehow.
I'll do this outdoor boy style. I don't give a shit.
Not
Okay.
outdoor boys.
I don't think you can even say that on the thing. You'll get cut up. He'll start throwing shit at you.
Anywho,
Anyway.
now, I mean, I don't believe in the goblins, but I do believe that it can be haunted. Because with as many, I guarantee there's shipwrecks that happen that nobody reported on. It's fucking the Hudson River. So
Yeah.
I guarantee there's many shipwrecks that happen. And again, we've talked about all season about tragedy happening and leaving imprints in these places. Spirits just being drawn to tragic areas that have, all this shit happening. So yeah,
Sure.
I guarantee it. It's just like, if you go down the Hudson a little bit, I don't know if it's left or right, but I guarantee you go down the Hudson a little bit, Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, that's fucking haunted.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, and this is from my own experience. I was standing at Ellis Island.
Yeah,
We had gone there.
We heard.
Somebody called and said, Joe, there was nobody else in that building. So I don't know. I can't tell you yes or no, but I can tell you what I heard. I didn't see anything, but it gave me the creeps and I had to get out of there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. But next week, ladies and gentlemen, on our season finale of Is This Real, we are going to be talking about Hashima Island.
Japan?
Yes, in Japan. And we're going back
That is
to
really
Japan.
That's a really nice, that's a great topic.
Did you just bow, you bastard? Yes, it's one of the most haunted locations in the world, and I'm excited to end our abandoned places season in Japan because
Good.
it's amazing.
Okay.
Anything else, gentlemen?
I have nothing.
No.
Anthony, I think for the season finale, you should get dressed up as the Goblin King and show up on the podcast like that.
Or dressed as a shogun, whatever.
That would have worked if I had my long hair. Although I could do that. I could do a shogun. Actually, no, I can't. I don't have that. I don't have a big kimono.
All right, everybody. Good night. We'll see you next week on our season 15 finale of Is This Real? Again, go to our YouTube page and all of our social medias. Is This Real Podcasts on, Is This Real PC Podcast? Is This Real Podcast on TikTok?
He doesn't fucking know. No one fucking knows anymore at this point.
Green Arrow Media on YouTube. Go watch all of it. We have a lot of content. You have Is This
Go
Real?
watch our shit.
You have Is This Real? You have Is This Real? You have the Hero of the Stupid. You have all of our reaction shows. You have the Girls Show, which is Moms After Midnight. You have Is This Real? Dark Faith, all that stuff. We have a lot of content coming out and a lot of content that's on. We have over 400 videos on YouTube. We have a lot of shit to go watch. So please go watch all of our content, and we'll see you next week on the season finale of season 15 of Is This Real Podcast. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Adios, motherfuckers.
All right, we're good.